Hey everybody, good afternoon. Rick Johnson from Web Video Realty, and we have a beautiful day here on the river, and it's a perfect opportunity to take just a few minutes to look at the top 10 reasons or considerations you need to think about if you're considering selling your property by owner. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Number one, evaluation. I'm not talking about valuation, I'm talking about evaluation. Things that need to be addressed to assure that your property puts its best foot forward from the very beginning. You never get a second chance to make a good first impression, and that's one of the things that we're going to help you with. We're going to help you with curb appeal. We're going to help you with staging on the inside of the property. We're going to advise you to the things that you either should do or should not do, expenditures and hassle you need not make to make your property appealing to a buyer and to get top dollar for your property. Number two, resources. I am in my 20th year of real estate. I know drywallers, painters, electricians, carpenters, concrete contractors, right? I have all of these resources who have worked with me a number of years, who I know is going to do the job right, get you a fair deal in the least amount of time so that we can, again, present your property with its best foot forward right out of the box. If you don't know all of those people, that alone has a very high value when you need the work to be done. Number three, pricing. Yep, this is a big one. Pricing. If your property is not priced properly, one of two things is going to happen. You're going to take short, or it's going to stay on the market longer than it needs to, which always runs the risk of then drawing out the lowballers. Hey, I see your property's been on the market 60 days, 90 days, and it hasn't sold. Here's what I'm willing to offer you for the property. And if it's priced right, it's going to bring you multiple offers, right? Which is your best chance at getting the most money for your property. So we would be happy to help you with that. Number four, marketing. This is a big one as well. I've spent 20 years in the advertising business. I know how to market property, drone photography, videography, targeted display advertising. These things matter to get the right person on your property in the first place, right? Feature benefit selling, showing the things that provide the most benefit to the potential buyers. So marketing is extremely important. Selling by owner, you're not going to have access to the MLS, right? Multiple listing service. This is where the most buyers are. This is where the most eyes will be on your property for people that are in the market right now. So you want it properly marketed, and part of that proper marketing plan is the MLS, and a realtor is going to give you exposure on the MLS. Moving on, number five, showings. So let's say that you put a sign in the yard and you took a picture and you put it on Zillow, and somebody calls up and says, hey, I'd like to see your house. Are you going to handle the showings? Do you know how to show real estate? There is a right way and a wrong way to show real estate, right? As I mentioned before, features and benefits. If the home was set up and staged properly from the outside to the inside in the first place, the showings are going to go a lot smoother. You're going to get a lot more interest in your property. But there are things that you say and don't say when you are showing property. Now, I'm not talking about withholding information that needs to be legally disclosed. I'm talking about the skill of selling that is acquired over time that leads to the end result that you're seeking. So you're going to have cancellations. You're going to have reschedules. You're going to have a lot of weekend and evening time when people want to see your property. Are you willing to do all of that? If not, a realtor would be a real good consideration. Number six, who are you letting into your home? Do you even know? They called, they want to see it. You have no idea who these people are or who this person is. Are they ready, willing, and able to buy your property? Do they have less than honorable intent by seeing your property? You know, your security comes into play here as well. When I represent a buyer, I know who they are. I know what they do. I know where they live. I know if they're able to buy property, right? Because we don't have time to waste our times with people that are not ready, willing, and able to buy your property, or that have nefarious intent in the first place. So do you want to show your property? Do you know how to show your property? And most importantly, do you know who you are letting into your property or who you are divulging information to? There are some things that people just don't need to know, that I have seen people rattle on at showings about, that isn't getting the buyer any closer to acquiring the property or the seller any closer to selling the property. Number 7, and we touched on this already, are these people qualified? Are you going to ask them for pre-approval letters? Are you going to call their banker or their mortgage broker to see how far along in meeting their stipulations that they are? Where are they in the underwriting process once you've accepted an offer? Will you stay on them to make sure that this contract you took, so the property now shows contingent or essentially off the market at this point in time, are you going to be able to determine that this person is fully qualified and is keeping up with the stipulations to get to the closing table to buy your property? Number 8, negotiating contracts. Again, I've been in sales most of my life. Motorcycles, boats, yachts, advertising. I've negotiated thousands of contracts, okay? And many real estate contracts. And believe me, a lot can come up during a real estate transaction. So you need to know how to negotiate these issues as they come up. Issues that come up after the inspection, issues that may come up at the final walkthrough. You need to have the experience to negotiate these issues without either blowing up the deal or making concessions that were not necessary to be made. Number 9, paperwork. Folks, I'm going to tell you there's a lot of paperwork involved in a real estate transaction. Your attorney can probably do most of it, but most real estate attorneys that charge their fees rely on realtors to provide this paperwork to them, not for them to chase it down all over the place or supply it to the buyer in the first place. So there is a lot of paperwork, there's a lot of legalese. That is what your attorney is there for. But again, it's the process of this paperwork that's going to get you to the closing table with the most amount of money, and the more experience you have in doing that, the better the result. Number 10, and this one's really important as well. Selling real estate, buying real estate in general can be a very stressful experience, right? It's probably the biggest investment you're going to make. It's going to be the biggest sale you're ever going to make. And you're going to be largely alone. Now, your attorney is going to be able to provide certain ministerial acts for you, right? They're going to be able to review contracts for you, do addendums to the contract for you, assist you hopefully in the negotiation after the inspection period with what you're going to fix, what you're not going to fix, or if you're going to leave a price concession for the buyer to fix that. However, the more experienced that the person selling the property is, which if you hire a realtor will be that person, is in that process, the smoother and easier that's going to go. So when you take all of this into consideration, the ability for evaluating your property and what you should or should not do prior to listing it for sale, the resources, tradesmen, all the other experts that I have at my disposal, pricing it properly, marketing it properly, showing it properly, evaluating the people who are coming to see your property, right? Negotiating contracts, paperwork. You're going to have an advocate do all of this for you. You're going to have somebody on your side. You're going to have somebody to bounce questions off of. You're going to have somebody to play the what if game, and a good listing realtor is going to have the answers to those questions. They're going to get you to the closing table for the most amount of money you're going to get, and statistically, we're going to get 9% more for your property than you're going to get on your own. It's a lot to think about, I know, but it's all very important stuff. Please give us a call. Shoot me a text at the number on the screen. You can visit my website at realestatebytheriver.com, and I'd be happy to field any questions for you, evaluate your property for you, or anything else I can provide. Rick Johnson from Web Video Realty. Have a great day.